Bette Midler once said that if you give a girl the right shoes, then she can conquer the world. If that's true, is it any wonder that some women are always searching for that elusive piece of footwear that will lead them to world domination? However, the woman that ends up ruling over the rest of us should have a pair of shoes that has a price tag worthy of a queen. Here are 10 pairs of uber expensive shoes. There are 2 things we should admit right off the bat about this video. Number 1 is that Stuart Weitzman and his extravagant footwear will appear multiple times in this video. Number 2 is, gluing as many precious stones as one possibly can onto a single shoe is going to be a pretty common motif here. That said, the first pair of shoes at number 10 is the Stuart Weitzman Diamond Dream Stilettos that go for $500,000. That's right, this list is starting off at 6 figures and it's only going to go up from there. This shoe consists of an astounding 1,530-carat diamonds. How an open-toe shoe can hold up to 1,500 of anything is completely beyond us. All things considered, $500,000 seems like a pretty reasonable price for all the bling that you're getting. The Wizard of Oz was a film made way back in 1939 about a lion, a scarecrow, a metal man, a little girl, a couple of witches, some flying monkeys, and, well, a wizard. The movie is considered a cult classic and still has a considerable following today. The film resolved itself with a pair of magic ruby red slippers shown here. To devoted fans of the movie, these shoes are considered the holy grail of footwear. Of the 3 original pieces that exist today, 1 pair of these ruby red slippers sold for $612,000 at auction. For that price, they better be magic. Making his second of many appearances on this list at number 7 is once again Mr. Stuart Weitzman. Stuart Weitzman is an American designer of high-end shoes who is pretty much the de facto king of the shoe world. The Stuart Weitzman Marilyn Monroe shoes brings us to the $1 million mark as far as price tags go. The shoes are an homage to the timeless American actress for which they are named. The crystals that adorn the shoes are actually rocks that Miss Monroe often accessorized with. Regina King wore these shoes to the 2005 Oscars, and they auctioned for $1 million after attracting much deserved attention. We weren't lying when we said Stuart Weitzman was going to show up a lot on this list, and he's just getting better at putting diamonds on his shoes. This pair of heels, elegantly named Retro Rose Pumps, goes for $1 million. If you thought 1,500 diamonds on a pair of shoes was something to be impressed at, then get ready for a kick in the face. The Retro Rose Pumps contain 1,800 diamonds on the decorative roses alone. Another 400 diamonds are distributed among the rest of the shoe. The Retro Rose Pumps ups the ante in precious stones and price as they're another $1 million shoe. Number 6. Let's talk about multifunctional shoes. Again, Stuart Weitzman, surprise surprise, creates another pair of shoes that somehow can house 464 diamonds. However, if this pair of shoes doesn't quite go with that sultry red dress you plan on wearing, don't worry. Those precious diamonds don't have to gather dust in the closet because the straps of this shoe can be worn as a necklace. These hybrid necklace shoes will run you about $1,090,000. But who can complain? We're all about creative designs. There's just one more question on our minds. Where is Stu getting all of these diamonds from? We're starting to think that Stuart isn't even that great of a shoe designer. He's just really good at cramming really expensive things onto footwear. That's because these 1.6 million ruby stilettos are encrusted with 643 pieces of 123 carat, that's pretty big by the way, rubies. If you're thinking that these shoes are paying tribute to the Wizard of Oz, then you'd be absolutely right. If the heavy use of rubies doesn't impress you, the shoes also contain a pound of platinum. Seriously, who has platinum anything these days? Weitzman has appeared so many times on this list, we're just going to start calling him Stewie now. Stewie collaborates with American master jeweler Eddie Levion to bring you these $2 million Tanzanite shoes. Tanzanite is an extremely rare purple-blue gemstone that costs anywhere from $600 to $1,000 per carat, and these shoes have about 185 carats worth of Tanzanite gems. In addition to that, the shoes also feature another 28 carats worth of diamonds. All the gems on these shoes are set in silver because, of course they are. Thinking setting gems and silver on a pair of shoes is something? Stewie doesn't think so. That's why he made this pair of $2 million fairy tale-inspired Cinderella slippers. These shoes are encrusted with 565 carats worth of diamonds from veteran New York jewelers Kwiat. Not only that, they are set in pure platinum. At this point, we're willing to venture a guess that you're taking us at our word at just how ridiculously expensive these gems and metals add up to. That's why we're sure you'll believe us when we say the straps on these shoes boast $1 million worth of amaretto diamonds, the rarest diamonds in the world. Think that's excessively extravagant? Well, just remember there are 2 more pairs of shoes left on this list. We here think of Stewie as quite the footwear visionary, a pioneer in the world of fashion. We also think of him as a guy with too much time and money. He just sits around thinking of ways to make more and more extravagant shoes, each one more expensive than the last. I mean, he is the one who dreamt up this pair of $3 million Rita Hayworth heels. Another pair of shoes named for an American actress deserving of such a substantial price tag. These shoes are made with a pair of earrings that once belonged to Hayworth. They also have, of course, a butt-ton of gems like sapphires, rubies, diamonds, and probably even some kryptonite. Number 1 on this list is not Stewie? Harry Winston swoops in at number 1 and denies Stewie the throne in a list that was dominated by Weitzman at the 11th hour. It turns out that when it comes to cramming jewels on shoes, nobody can beat out jewel titan Harry Winston. As the 3rd pair of shoes on this list to be inspired by the Wizard of Oz, the designers at Harry Winston took the term ruby slippers and ran with it. They ran all the way to Literal City. These shoes are a replica of the ones seen in the Wizard of Oz, but they're covered in rubies and diamonds. The final price? $3 million. Can you really say you're surprised? We're going to close this list before it caves in under the weight of all the precious gems and metals it contains. However, before we go, we'd like to remind you that any one of the shoes on this list could buy a house. Maybe not a very nice house, but still, a house. Remember, for more lists about Stuart Weitzman's excessively priced shoes, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join us next time.